Well, we're back this week for the last edition of Te Akau TV for the season, Reese. Nice to wrap up the year, but what's all the news, mate?
Hey, Hazy and viewers. Look, we've had a quiet week on the racing front in Matamata. We're getting a lot of our yearlings that Dave's purchased throughout all the sales, and we've got some lovely yearlings coming through, so all the staff are putting plenty of time into them. We had our first set of yearlings that we brought at the sales jump out on Thursday, and it looks incredible to see what we've got and what we've got to look forward to next season for 2-year-olds.
Excellent. And you have been out to the farm this week. If there are any, I guess if there's a few shares left in a select number of yearlings there, Reese, is there any that you've got your eye on that you could tip our viewers into maybe purchasing during the quieter winter months?
Look, we've got a lovely son of Bivouac. That's a really strong forward horse. He's a lovely 2-year-old type. He jumped out really well on Thursday. There's only a little bit left of him, but he looks a very exciting type. Brought him off John Camilleri, the bloke who bred Winks. So if a bit of that can rub off on him, he's only got to be half as good. So he's a lovely colt with a good future ahead.
Excellent. We'll have a look for him on the website, the Bivouac there, and get into that over the winter. And you might have yourself racing a winner with the Tangerine sometime in the spring. Who knows? The winners of the week that's been there, Matamata last week, Lightning Dream and Merlotti Reese. Nice wins from both of those two.
Lightning Dream, she's always progressed towards that. She'd always just been a little weak, but the step up to a mile, rising a 4-year-old, she was really strong and went to the line strongly. So she's gone out for a spell now to strengthen up even more, but she looks an exciting mare for next season. Merlotti is always showing us ability. He can just do a lot wrong, but the people in the colt barn have done an exceptional job with him. He's not the easiest horse to deal with. It was a great ride by Warren, and there's definitely more wins in store for him.
And Riccarton there on Saturday, the Merchant Navy sailing away.
It was a really good effort. Obviously, he had all favours in the run in transit. It was a great ride by Palmer. It's a horse that we've always had a bit of time for. We thought he'd come up a lot earlier as a 2-year-old. He showed us a lot of promise early, but he's just taken a little while to develop. But the penny's starting to drop now, and he certainly can go on with it.
And Timaru there on Wednesday, Beau Brummel. Really nice to see him stringing a few wins together down in the south.
Yeah, great for owners, Glenn and Kathy Holmes as well. They're big supporters of Te Akau. They bred him with Dave and Karen. So well done to them. It was a great ride by Warren. He rode him like he was the best horse in the race, and he's certainly got some more wins in him too. He heads to Te Akau now for a good spell, and he'll come back a lot stronger next season.
And two more winners there on the card at Timaru, French Rose and and Our Millie B.
French Rose, another homebred that Dave and Karen bred at home. Exceptional effort. She yet again was given a beautiful run in transit by Warren. He got her out at the right time, and she was strong to the line. She's always showing us that promise, and she's a filly that can handle the synthetic tracks too. So the synthetic coming up will certainly be key for her. And Our Millie B, it was great to get the stable Quinella. Obviously racing in the Tangerine now, but thanks to the Bailey family that gave us the support in training her and still have a big interest in her. So she's going well, and she looks a nice stayer for the future.
Excellent race. Well, we're going to have a look at 3 local meetings there this week at Te Rapa, the Cambridge Breeders' Stakes meeting there, down the line at Wanganui, and then Wingatui on Sunday, and we'll also look at the jam-packed meeting there at Morphettville, where we've got 5 runners and 5 group races as well, including the 2 group ones, the Australasian Oaks and the Robert Sangster Stakes there with Quali Alfarasha and Skew Whiff as well. So we'll kick off there at Te Rapa, and we are going to have a look at race number 3 there, the Decisive Electrical and Control 1300 rating 75 benchmark. Insatiable draws barrier 8, has the services of senior jockey Craig Grills on board as well.
Everything just went wrong last start. He reared as the gates open. Warren Kennedy came back with a blood nose, so you can put a line through that. And the start before was quite a shifty track. So the horse is going well. His track work's been exceptional from the draw. He's a horse that we have to ride for a bit of cover. He can get up and over racing, but he races well at Te Rapa, and he's going the right way.
And race 5 there, the Group 3 English Sales Cambridge Breeders' Stakes, 3-year-old set weight 1200. Really tidy field this. Egyptian Queen takes her place, draws barrier 8 with Warren Pin on board.
Always comes up a strong race this, and it's a good form race for next season. Look, she had a few issues after her last start at Trentham. We've got on top of those. If you go off her form in the Almanzor Trophy, she's certainly up to winning this. From the draw, we'll just let her find her feet, get into a good rhythm. Watermoo Pin's ridden her at the trials, gets on with her well. So we do expect her to bounce back on Saturday.
And 2 runners line up there in the Hutton Contracting 1400 Open Handicap, Freeze Frame and Ariri.
Freeze Frame's going well. He loves Te Rapa. Free's got a nice draw. He should be able to just sit behind the speed, just let him roll out the gates, get himself into his own rhythm. But he's going well, and he gets to pull in the weights against Sumi this time, so he certainly rates a top 3 contender. Arisa is going really well. Obviously, she just couldn't get any traction last start at Otaki. Back onto better footing at Te Rapa, where she races so well, is key. Matt Cameron's ridden her before. He knows the horse, so we do expect her to bounce back into the winner's circle.
And wrapping up the runners there at Te Rapa in race 9, the main line, Cambridge 1400, rating 65 benchmark. Marlborough Bay lines up there for Fortuna Racing.
Little disappointing last start. I thought he would have handled the track better than what he did. Getting back onto a softer track without being too bottomless will be ideal. Craig Grill's good, strong senior jockey. Might be just what he needs. He's drawn a nice barrier. Should be able to land close to the speed. He does need to find some sort of form, though. He has been very disappointing in his last couple.
And just the one runner there down the line in Wanganui in race 6, the G Bristol and Sons 1600, rating 75 benchmark. Pop the bubbles there for Tony Ryder.
Had a good fresh up record before her first up run this season, so a little disappointing. Work's been good since then. Finds herself back on a track that she's won at, drawing the outside, which won't be a bad thing. If they get any rain at Wanganui, it's certainly the best place to be there on the outside fence. But she's going well, and we do expect her to bounce back.
And 3 runners line up there on Sunday at Wingatui. Race number 2, the Positive Sign and Print, 82 1400, rating 82 handicap. Fellini draws barrier 1 with Ashvin Gundasamy on board.
Good to see him back in some form last start. Obviously, he'd been a little disappointing the season coming into that, but it was good to see him. 1400 metres second up at the same distance will be ideal for him. He's taken a lot of benefit from that. From the draw, he should get a nice run in transit. And if he can bring his 2 and 3-year-old form, he should be winning.
And race 4 there, the Property Brokers, Ray Keane, 75 1200. Caravella draws barrier 2 with Denby Rose Tate on board.
Just didn't get any cover whatsoever last start. She was off the track the whole way. But she's coming through that well. Back to a rating band is ideal. 4 kgs off, so looks good. She does tick a lot of boxes, so expect her to bounce back as well.
And race 6 there, the Spates, 65 1400. Bellamio draws barrier 12 with Ashvin Gundasamy on board.
Been a very head-scratching horse, this. He keeps putting his hand up to run placings, but he just can't get the job done. From that draw, it does make it tough again. He'll be midfield. He'll be deep with 3 wide, hopefully with cover. Ashvin is riding well in the Tangerine at the moment, so we do expect him to be right on the finish, but just not sure how genuine he is.
Doesn't mind getting his toe on the ground either, so look for the weather. If the rain comes, he might be a chance. And over to Morphettville there on Saturday, headlined in the Group 1 Australasian Oaks. Kwali Al Farasha ran a really bold 3rd there in the New Zealand Oaks. Finds those, I guess, the runners and the second place horse and the first place horse in the same race as well.
She's going well since arriving there. She's had 2 quiet jump outs that she's been impressive in. Obviously, the step back in trip will be ideal for her. Whether she's just not genuine enough to run the 2,400 metres out was the concern in the New Zealand Oaks. So 2,000 metres ideal. Billy Egan's a good jockey, Group 1 jockey in Australia, so we're happy to have him aboard. And we do expect her to run really well.
And the Group 1 Robert Sangster Stakes skew with there for Waikato Stud has drawn a nice barrier in barrier 5.
She has. Obviously, she didn't get all favours last start with the trip in transit, but when she's at her best, she's certainly up to these. From a good barrier, she can jump out of the gates quick. She should be able to land, hopefully 1-1 or 2-1. Obviously, it is different league, the Australian sprinters, but she's certainly up to them on her best day.
And the Group 2 Queen of the South Stakes, Campia Nessa got knocked over there in the Mayor's Group 1 there at Ramwick last start. The team must be happy with her to press on there to South Australia.
She's progressed on nicely. She's going the right way. Obviously, the draw and weight does make it tough for us, but when you have James McDonald on, you have a lot of confidence. And obviously, stepping up to back to 2,000 metres where she won her Group 1 at will be ideal for her. It's not as strong as field as it was in her last start, which is ideal, and she still finished off as strong as anything last time out at Ramwick. So she's going the right way, and it could be a good way to end her career if she was to get a win.
Excellent. And Sans Doot finds herself in the unfamiliar place of South Australia. I guess she's found Flemington to be her home in recent weeks and has been really one of the find of the season for the team at Cranbourne. Reece, how's she going heading into Saturday?
She's going great guns. Obviously, her form line suggests that she's going to be very hard to beat. Obviously, she has to go back around the corner, which we're not sure about, but she's going the right way. She's got an explosive turn of foot from the draw. We'll just let her find her feet, relax, get her breathing, and she'll have a big finish. Mickey D gets on with her well, so expect her to be right there.
And the Group 3 Tobin Bronze 3-year-old 1200. We haven't seen Zurian since the running behind Jolly Star, who came out and won impressively at Ramwick the other day there in the 1,000 and won the 1,000 guineas there. How's she going into this? She's probably a bit of an unknown heading into this campaign.
From all reports, she's absolutely flying. The team's absolutely thrilled with her. Her trials have been excellent. She finds herself in a nice race that she can win some black type in. From the draw, we'll just let her find her feet, get breathing. Obviously, when she ran in the 1,000 guineas, it wasn't ideal leading them up. She did draw a sticky barrier, but she probably overdid it a little too much. But she's come back great this preparation and expect to see a really bold performance from the reports we're getting out of the Cranbourne stable.
Excellent, Reece. Well, this is going to be your last chance to tip a winner for the season, mate. Pretty even chances across the board, so it might not be that easy finding one, but where are we going to go?
Look, I think we will head to Morphettville. Sans Doot, obviously you can't fault her, and she's flying, and there's a bill of value there, I reckon about $556, so get on that. Excellent.
Well, thanks for your time this year, Reece. I'm sure all the viewers out there appreciated you and your insight going into each of these Saturdays, and we look forward to catching up with you again next season. So stay safe, stay dry, and we look forward to seeing what we can produce next year.
Thanks, AZ.
Your racing excitement, join Team Te Akau. It's easy, fun and affordable to be part of New Zealand's #1 stable, and we're now in Australia too. We've won more races, more group races and more prize money than any other stable, nearly $10 million in Australia and New Zealand alone. Imagine racing horses like Imperatriz, Campionessa, whether you're a first-time owner or seasoned pro at teakauracing.com. Go the Tangerine!